Hello! Thank you so much for tuning in to this Listen and Create as presented by the Penticton Community Arts Council. I was thrilled when they asked me to provide something for this series. I've had a lot of fun putting this together for you. I originally toyed around with the idea of doing some kind of live or interactive type presentation, but I eventually decided that I think a pre-recorded type deal is maybe a bit better suited to what I'm doing. I hope you agree, because that's what I did. Over the past few days, I recorded all of the pieces you're going to be hearing in the next 20 minutes or so, spliced them all together, recorded some talking bits, put those in between, and that is what we're watching right now. Before we get to that, though, I figured maybe just a little bit about me and how I fit into this community of ours. My name is Sam McNally. I play the French horn, as you'll see, and I live in Penticton. I'm not from Penticton, I'm from Calgary. I began studying horn there at the Mount Royal Conservatory before moving on to the University of Victoria, where I obtained my bachelor's degree in music performance there, and then I moved on to the Guildhall School of Music and Drama in London, England, where I got my master's in horn performance. I graduated in 2018 before moving here in January of 2019. As you'll see, school is quite related to this project about learning and growth. But aside from formal education, I've also had an absolute privilege to perform with many groups. I've learned a ton along the way. Most relevant to this area is I perform regularly with the Kamloops Symphony Orchestra, and I have for a few years, minus the year that I was in the UK. And recently, I've just started playing a bit more regularly with the Okanagan Symphony. It's an absolute joy to play with them. You guys have a great orchestra in this valley, and I'm happy to be a part of it whenever I can. But enough about that. I also teach horn at the Arts Council, or not at the Arts Council, at the Music Academy that's in the Lear House. I've been doing that for the past year or so. It's been, I can't explain to you the joy that it is taking all of the knowledge that has been passed on to me from my teachers and all of a sudden having my own students to share that with. It's really quite surreal. I hope it's something that everybody in any kind of field gets the chance to experience at least one time. So I guess that brings us to the kind of theme of this video. When trying to figure out what I was going to do, there's not a lot written for solo horn, and I'm not a composer myself. So I decided that I would take you on a small journey of the etudes that have been given to me and assigned to me over the past 15 years or so of me studying the horn formally. I've got a collection of various etudes out of various books, back from the first book I was given in, my goodness, 2006, to the most recent book that I was given during my master's degree. Etudes are short, little solo pieces that are sometimes not necessarily intended upon being heard by anyone other than the person playing them. However, I tried to weed those ones out, and I picked only the ones that I thought had some kind of value for an audience member. But they are still studies, so each piece deals with a specific technical or musical challenge that then, over the course of learning how to play it, you hopefully deal with that kind of challenge. Having said that, I've been playing the horn for well over half my life, and I still return to those first etudes I was assigned, and can still find things to improve and to pick up on. I play them very differently now than I did then, and in 10 years' time, I'm sure I will play them even more differently than I do now. That's kind of the beauty of all of this, isn't it? We're always growing, always developing. But I suppose I've rambled on long enough. We should get to the music. You're only going to be hearing from me. I'll just interject in between each one just to kind of tell you what it is and where it's from. Otherwise, thank you so much again. This has been such a wonderful project to be a part of. I hope that you enjoy. Thanks. Hello again. This first etude is out of the Kling 40 characteristic etudes. It is number 40. It is the last one. It's this lovely little waltz. I hope you enjoy it. This next one is out of the melodious etudes for horn. They're based on Italian vocalese by, Borodoni. They're very nice, very lyrical. This is a relatively new book for me. I got it in London from my teacher, Sue Dent. I've got another little waltz for you now. This is from the Preparatory Melodies to Solo Work for French Horn by Max Podag. This book was given to me by Kurt Kellen, my teacher throughout my undergrad. Soft spot for this, soft spot for Kurt. Hope you enjoy. Well, we've got another cling one. This is 34. This one's much lower, kind of utilizing the beautiful low range of a French horn. Poses unique challenges from the first cling, but hey, that's what it's all about. For all you horn players in the audience, you will know this book. It is the Koprash 60 Selected Studies for Horn. This is book 2. This is a fantastic etude. Usually these are quite technical, but this one's really, really beautiful. It's number 55, right near the end. This has been a book that's been with me most of the journey. I suppose another shout out to Kurt. This next one is from the Gallet 40 Preludes. This is one of the unmeasured ones, so there is no, well, supposedly no definite pulse. It's kind of just however musically you can do it. They change constantly. I don't think I've ever played them the same twice, and that is the fun of these ones. This next one is from the Giuseppe Conconi Lyrical Studies. You'll see that that says for trumpet. What the heck? The trumpet book is just more readily available. It's the exact same book. It's again based on Italian vocalese. Very beautiful. This one is surprisingly difficult, but I've had this book for probably 10 years. Just goes to show it's never done. This next jaunty little melody is again, from the Preparatory Melodies by Podegg. It's just a great little one. I just wanted to throw it in. All right, well, here we are at the end. We're going to be taking it way back with the Getchell second book of practical studies for French horn. If this wasn't the first etude book that was given to me, it was certainly one of the first. My teacher, of course, at the time was Laurie Mediation, a dear friend now, an absolute wonderful mentor to have. I hope you enjoy number 100. Well, that brings us to the end. Boy, are my lips tired. Kidding. God. Thanks so much. This is the end. This was a wonderful project. I got to go back and look at etudes I haven't played in a long time. Think of teachers I haven't, well, I shouldn't say I think of them all the time. A few teachers that didn't make it in. One notably, Dave Pyatt. I can't play those etudes yet, so maybe in the next 10 years I'll be able to post some of the ones he assigned me. For now, they'll just stay in the practice room. Thanks so much for tuning into this. I hope you continue to tune into the Arts Council's Listen and Create. I think it's a great series. I hope you enjoyed this. If you ever want to learn the French horn, you know who to call. If you ever just want to chat, you also know who to call. I'm sure my contact is somewhere. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for being a part of this. The pleasure was certainly mine. See you next time.